Hello there. Welcome to the Coach Craig Kenneth Show, a caller-driven show. I am your host, Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm your co-host, Coach Victoria.
And on this show, we love for you guys to call up and share issues that are going on in your life. It could be about a relationship, problems with your work, problems with your friends, whatever they may be.
You're always looking at me during that part.
Well, if I don't do it first, then you do it. So I think it's going to be a running joke at this point. But if you want to be on the show, it's very easy to do. Just go to the website, askcraig.net, go to the CK show section and just submit the form. Doesn't take you very long. There's a little bit of details and there's a short video on there as well. If you want to know about, some questions you might have before you submit.
Right. We would love to have you on the show.
Absolutely. And if you do want to get a coaching with us, you can always do that through the website, askcraig.net, because a lot of people that want to talk to us, but they don't want to be on the show, that's the way to do it. It's through the website. So today we have Dana on the line, and this is going to be a really interesting story with a lot of loops. I guess it's going to be like a roller coaster, right?
Right. And I think we're going to learn a lot from this one.
Yeah. So Dana is 29 years old, and she was dating a guy who was going really well. He was really sweet.
Very charming.
Very charming. Until she found out that he was married. Yeah. So, Dana, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, welcome to the show, Dana. It's nice to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So can you tell us a little bit about your story and your situation and how we can help?
Okay, so yeah, we met online. This guy that I dated for 4 years, so we met online, and
Okay.
everything was good and
Like on an
perfect.
online like a dating app?
Dating app, yes.
Okay. So he was married and on the dating app.
Which
Yes.
happens.
Yeah.
And it was all perfect and beautiful. And then after, well, we had like second breakup. The first breakup was like after 4 months of dating.
Okay.
Like he broke up with me all of a sudden, and I'm like, why? He's like, I just don't feel you anymore.
I don't feel you anymore?
Yes, like I feel like I'm forcing myself to you.
Okay.
So and then after that, I just let it go because it's like what, 4 months. So I found another guy, and then he came back. He texted me, and it's like, oh, how are you, and how stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm talking to this other guy already. It's okay, I'm good. And then he reeled me back in. He fought for me and stuff, and he's like, I'm so sorry, I want you back, blah blah, things like that. And then
Okay. So
I
he's
went
really
back.
turning up the charm.
Yeah, and then after a year, he went to his hometown, and then I
Well,
was
hang
like,
on. That was a big jump. So during that year, how often were you seeing him and talking?
every day, like
Okay.
literally every day.
And you didn't see anything unusual or suspicious, like disappearing for hours at a time or him being unavailable, anything like that?
He's always unavailable after 5 p.m. He said he respects his parents, you know, parents' wishes to be home at 5 and stuff. And, he's just a good man.
Was it, or so you thought?
Yeah.
Wait a minute now. He was living with his parents?
Yes, yes. He was living with his parents.
Come on. You're telling me a guy in his 30s lives with his parents and he can't text somebody or message somebody after 5 o'clock because he respects his parents so much?
I mean, he messaged me, but he can't just go out because sometimes I like, why can't we go out at night? Like, why can't we hang out? Why can't you stay the night? Something like that. But he's like, yeah, I'm not available. My parents is like strict, something like that.
Oh, give me a break.
What's insidious about this is the fact that he's almost portraying himself to be noble.
Yeah.
Like, I care about my family so much that I'm going to respect their 5 o'clock rule, even though I'm an adult. So, it's
And
not
he owns
only
the
a
house.
lie, but it's also trying to paint himself in good light.
Yeah, and I said, you own the house, you pay for everything. Why
Mhm.
can't you do it? Like you're an
What,
adult.
how do you know he owns the house?
He does. I mean, I've seen the thing. I've seen the titles and everything. Like I've searched about it. You know, I searched a little.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess that could be
I
part of
mean,
the
honestly,
information.
when somebody is giving you a lot of nonsense, you want to look a little bit deeper if you're trying to find
Yes.
out the truth sometimes.
Right.
But I mean, come on, somebody's in their 30s and they can't.
Mhm.
Now, would he talk to you? Would he message you after 5 o'clock? But probably not, no phone calls, right?
Yeah. No phone calls, but messages all night. Yeah, all night.
Mm.
Got it. Yeah. So he'd hide in the bathroom
Mhm.
and whatnot and get a hold of you that way. Okay, so that year, now how often were you seeing each other?
Every day. Cause he
Really?
works. Yeah, cause he works here in where I live. He works around, so he drives around. So what he does is he goes to one place and then he comes to my apartment. Like he found a loophole to always be with me in the
He
morning.
found a loophole, all right. And how many other women are on his route?
It's like a bus stop.
I
Right?
don't
The
know.
He's
public bus
like,
stop.
yeah, he stops off at each one. This is crazy.
It
Because I
is.
mean, think about it. Like, it makes me wonder if, there were other women he could easily stop and visit along the way.
I mean, at this point,
We need to have UPS following him or
yeah,
something.
right.
Tracking his packages or something. I don't know.
So at what point did you start to become suspicious, or how did you find out that he was married then a year later?
Yeah.
He went to his hometown, out of the country is what I'm saying. And it was COVID that time. So like for 5 days I haven't heard from him. So I was so worried. So I searched about his parents' Facebook and then I found out like I found a picture of him and some girl like on a marriage dress in their like culture. I'm like, wow. And then uh I mean I called his one of his friend because he introduces me to his best friends and everything. I called them and they're not saying anything, so I'm like, well, and then
What
when
do you
they told,
mean? What do you mean when you're not saying anything? Were you like, did he know where he was and say, I can't tell you?
no, they said, I said, is he married? Because I found this picture on Facebook, and they're
Oh,
like,
so it was an old picture of the wedding?
yes.
Oh, I thought it was where he was currently at that time where he was gone and he was at a wedding.
Mm.
It was his
No,
wedding.
it
Yeah.
was his wedding, and I'm like, I mean, do you know that he's married? And they're like, no, I don't, blah blah blah, and nobody tells me the truth. So
Did
when
you
he
think
came,
they knew the truth, or do you think they just didn't? They must have known if
They
it was
must have
best friend,
known.
right?
they know the whole time. They knew the whole time.
Who are these people?
And the truth comes out. It has its
It really
way of
does.
surfacing one way or another.
It really does. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes.
how many bizarre stories have you seen where it's a 1 in a million chance where
Mhm.
you bump into somebody?
And now in the day and age of the internet, I know it can be very easy to hide things and sneak things with deleting messages and hiding things in invisible mode and this and that. But in the same token, we now have access to other people's lives in a way that we couldn't have before. So you found out through Facebook, you asked the friends were very vague, not giving you clear answers. What happens next?
And then I just waited for him. I just waited for him to come
You didn't
back.
message him. You didn't message him while he was gone and say, "Where are you?"
No, I was messaging him, but there's no reply. So it was like
Mm.
quarantine. Yeah. I
Man,
don't know what happened. So
like
when he,
nobody was going anywhere or doing anything, and he can't find 10 seconds to message you back. Like,
yes. And then when he
unreal.
came back, he messaged me finally, and then I asked him, I'm like, "Are you married?" And then he said, "Yes, I am." And I'm like, "Wow. Do you
And
have
how long had you been dating at that point?
a year?"
Wow.
I mean, that would be devastating.
Ugh,
That would be devastating to find that out. You
yeah.
must have
Yeah.
been like just heartbroken.
And it got to the point where he couldn't deny it. I wonder if his friends had told him, hey, your girlfriend's asking some
You're
questions.
probably right. They probably warned him.
Yeah.
Did he sound surprised or shocked that you asked him that?
Not really.
Yeah, so they weren't. You're right.
Yeah.
They warned him. Yep.
Hmm.
Because it doesn't sound like he was willing to volunteer that information until he absolutely had to.
Mhm.
So then he says, I don't really love her. I'm not happy.
Yes, he says the exact same thing. He said, I don't love her. We are not intimate anymore for like years now, you know, for I'm like, how many years are you together already? Like he said like 6. And I'm like, oof. And yeah, he's like, we're not intimate. You're the one I love. Like, just give me time and I'll fix this. And I'm like, me being me, and I'm like, okay, I'll give you time. I forgive you. Things like that. And he's like, give me 3 more months and I'm gonna tell her the truth. And I'm like, okay. Then I wait for that month. And then he's gonna be like, oh, I couldn't tell her today, like, because she's gonna kill herself, like she's, and I'm like, oh, okay. Then it's like, give me 1 more year and then I'll
A
sort this
year?
out. Yeah.
Hold on, did it just jump from a month to a year?
Yeah. And then after the year, it's like, just give me 1 more month. And I'm like, okay, this
Wait,
is
wait,
going.
wait. So you did go along with that whole other year?
Yes, I did. Like for
What?
3 more years, we
Tell me
dated.
about
Like,
that. What was going
Oh
through
my
your
gosh,
mind?
girl, what were you doing?
because he was like the best boyfriend ever during that those times. Like he gave me time. He supports my daughter. And he's like he cooks, he cleans for me in the morning.
How
Like,
does
you
he
know,
have time for all of this?
yeah. He's risking his job because his job is like he's not going to his job. He's just with me in the morning all day. Because I work at
Wait,
night.
how many hours was he spending with you a day?
Oh my God, like 10, 8, every
What?
Wait, when did he
like
work?
that's what I'm saying. Like he found a loophole because
How do
like
we know he actually worked? Maybe he didn't actually work.
he works because sometimes he takes me to wherever his route is, and then I will just wait in the car, and then the next route. Like he got an interesting job, so
That's why my
I
deliveries
don't
are
un
always late. I'm just kidding.
I don't understand how you could how you could disappear for that long. What company would not be looking at where their drivers are going? I don't know exactly what he does,
Well,
but
yeah.
and
for 8 to 10 hours.
to be fair, it sounds like he's cutting corners in so many different areas of his life. I'm not surprised that being a bad employee is, where he would draw the line.
That's not my surprise. I'm surprised with this company more than anything. Like how do you disappear for so long and be
Mhm.
unaccountable for? I mean, how unimportant and trivial was this position that you could disappear for so long and no one knows?
Yeah, he found a loophole
Do you
for
know what
that.
the loophole was?
Yeah, that's why I understand. It's like that's why I'm like, oh, he's risking his job for me. He's risking everything for me. He's helping me pay bills and everything. He
Mhm.
loves my daughter so much. That's why I stayed. These things made me stay, and he always says the right things. He's like, I love you
Wow.
so much. I couldn't live without you. You're the best for me.
So, but then he would say, but I can't leave her because she'll kill herself.
Yes, that's
But
the main thing that he says.
And that's super manipulative. I'm sure a lot of people who have struggled with mental health and suicidality are just raging hearing that mental health can be used in such a way to manipulate somebody else.
yeah,
First of all, we don't even know if that's true. And if that were true, how manipulative.
awful,
How
awful. I
manipulative.
mean, this guy is just, he's got zero integrity.
And
He's ripping everybody off.
what's
I
wild
know.
is, his thought is, oh, my partner's going to hurt themselves if they find out that I'm doing something crappy, rather than just saying, okay, let me not do this crappy thing that's going to cause severe damage to someone's mental health. So I could see how he's twisted and contorted this whole situation in such a way to make you believe that change is coming and that he's actually the noble person. He's saving his wife's life by not telling her. And he's, able to be the hero in your story too. Oh, see, I'm here. I'm risking my job for you. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning for you. So, this is tough. I
But
see
yeah,
a lot of manipulation.
this isn't the standard guy who's disappeared, and it barely pops up. This guy
Mhm.
he's at your house cooking and cleaning 8 to 10 hours a day, which is crazy. Uh,
Yep.
I can't believe he was able to get away with that at work.
Mhm.
So I could see why you would be like, wow, he's doing everything that a great boyfriend would do,
Mhm.
and he's being sweet with you, and you guys are getting along so good. The only problem is that he's married.
Yes.
Ooh.
If you don't mind sharing, you guys would have had a perfectly great life together. You get morning shift, she gets evening shift.
Oh man, and you
Yes.
have to think about,
You split holidays, birthdays.
you have to think about the other party in this too. Right now he's your only source of information, and it doesn't sound like he's a very credible source, for anything at this point. So he's treating his wife in the situation very poorly. And just as he can treat somebody else that poorly, he can also treat you that poorly. As much as it's nice to feel special and chosen in the ways which it sounded like he made you feel with his charming words. So what ends up happening next? You end up staying then for a while. He's giving you more excuses over the years. He's still managing to hide this somehow. When did this all blow up?
It's one day here, he was drunk. He got drunk with my friend, and my friend took him here in my apartment. And then while he was drunk, I opened his phone because something was telling me like just to see it. And then I saw all the messages, like he put his wife's name as mom, so I won't suspect because I have a fingerprint on his phone. He put me on his phone so I can open his phone. So I saw it as mom, and they were like so sweet to each other and stuff. And I found like a video of the doorbell that they're still going out. I'm like, whoa. So I was devastated. Like I don't know what to know. I don't know what to feel now.
Yeah,
And
because he had been making it seem like it was a loveless marriage.
Mhm.
And then you
yes,
see the evidence, and his messages to the wife are just as sweet as they are to you, huh?
yes. And I'm like, what is happening? So I couldn't
That's
believe
when
it
your heart
because
really stops, and you probably started shaking, right?
Yeah.
yes, I started crying. I was like, whew, I can't. And when he woke up, and then I told him, I'm like, what is this? Why are
He's
you
lucky he
hiding?
woke up. Without you.
And then he's like, oh, yeah, okay, don't, whatever you see, I'm just lying to her, like, you're the one I want, you're the one
Mhm.
I love. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna tell her. I can't do this. And he's like, okay, yeah, tell her. Then
You
you'll
were
know.
doing him a favor. He's like, I didn't have the what's to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, and then when I told her, he went there, and then I told her, I called her, and like, yeah, we've been together for 4 years, and then I texted her too, and then she was like, oh, I feel some kind of way, but like, thanks for telling me the truth. I did not expect this, something like that, and I'm like, okay, you seem
I
fine.
can't
Like,
believe she stayed so calm. She was calm.
I know she was so calm, and I'm like,
She must be avoidant. She must be avoidant.
She's
An
like, well, this
anxious
makes it
person
easy.
would have went nuts, right?
and she's like, yeah, thank you for telling me. And I'm like, well, yeah, he told me that you're a psycho. If you found out, you're gonna like, end yourself or something. And she's like, oh, honey, you don't know. He's the one who's like that, like something like that, she said. And I'm like, "Oof."
Mm.
Oh my, what did she say
She
about him?
said, one time when I found out about like some babe in the car, like that was me, babe in the name. And he said, oh yeah, no, that it's nothing. Like forgive me for that. Like, I would like she said he cried a lot, and he said he almost killed himself, something like that.
Boy, he's really throwing that around there for
Ooh,
everything.
so
He's like, if
manipulative.
this pizza is late, I'm gonna kill myself. Like,
Oh
it's
my
like
God. Somehow his pizzas get delivered on time
yeah,
every time.
exactly. Pizza Hut's like, guys, he's called.
This guy's a liability.
We gotta get it there.
Wow, how manipulative.
Yeah, he's it's too much. It's
Awful.
too much to
My
handle.
Mhm.
gosh.
But then he
Okay,
blocked
so
me.
what did she say? What did she say? I want to talk to you more.
Mhm.
I'm glad she wasn't
No.
that angry at you
Yeah,
because you see how
yeah.
like Jerry Springer, they like they're angry
Mhm.
at you and they blame you. It's like I had no idea.
Yeah, no, she didn't
Actually, you
get
did
mad at
know.
me really.
Sorry about that. You did know.
Mhm.
um she didn't get mad at me. She just said, okay, let me just talk to him because we shared like 11 years of our life together. I'm like, oh.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. And at first she don't believe me, but she's like, can you send me proof of this? And I'm like, I don't want to hurt you too much, like, you know. And she's like, just send me proof that you know won't hurt me that much. And I'm like, okay. So I sent her proof and stuff, and then he called me and he's like, did you send her pictures of like convo? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, why did you do that? She's gonna use it against me. She's gonna take my house and everything. I told you.
Oh no.
And he's acting
I'm
like this
poor
is
you.
your
Poor,
like this is
poor
your
guy.
fault, you know?
Yeah.
Whew.
But then after like a month, like he kind of changed and he's kind of depressed and everything. So he's like, we fought one time and then he blocked me and everything. And even though I know I should have not be, you know, I should have just move on. I still love him. I don't know why, because I don't know. I was so attached, and you know, and I couldn't. So I just focused on myself, and I said, whatever happens, happens. So after like 4 months, he reached out to me, and then he's like, "How's daughter? How's my daughter?" You know, because he said it's my daughter too. Like you told me it's my daughter too, and I love her so much. I don't want to be with you. He told me I don't want to be with you, but I want to be in her life as well. Still, like what he said.
Wow.
What makes me very annoyed about this entire situation is he's made you believe that you need him. You know, I know that in your perspective, he's done a lot of really nice things, the cooking, the cleaning, the supporting you. But I think in a way that's caused you to be dependent on him, which I think was part of his plan from the beginning. You know, I think that's what made it easier for him to be able to live this double life.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so what happened then?
So the other day he messaged me about something about the car because my
But
car is
right
on.
now he's saying he doesn't want to be with you, correct?
Yeah, this is yeah. And then he's like the other day he messaged me and he said the divorce is final. It's done. And I'm like, "Yay, congratulations."
Yeah, right.
And then like let's
Like
celebrate.
assuming that you want to be with him now because, or that you
Yeah.
just take him
And
back.
then I'm like, "Congratulations." I don't know why I'm still so kind to him. I should have been mad, but I'm like, "Congrats." And I'm like, "Let's celebrate." And then he said, "Where are you guys at? Come to my house right now." Because now he's popping pills, depressing pills. Because
How do
he's
you know?
depressed. Because he showed me the pills and he just told me a lot of
But how do
things.
you know? He says a lot of
Right.
things.
I know. I know.
I
I
mean,
just want.
he might be saying it to manipulate again.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like he has a very difficult time managing things on his own. Somehow he was able to manage two different things on his own, two different people on his own.
Yeah.
He cannot be alone. You know, and this, I know he's coming off as charming, and a lot of people watching this might be like, wow, he was able to play two women, right? But this is,
And a boss or and a
yeah,
company. I would
yeah.
like to know how he pulled it off with the company as
Right.
well.
But in reality, this is an extremely low self-esteem individual. You know, he did not have the courage to be honest with the people in his life. That's what it's showing me.
Yeah, I mean, think about the extent that he went to deceive the wife. Think
Hmm.
like, okay, if you're not happy with your wife, then communicate it, let her know the truth, and deal with it like an adult. But this poor woman thinks that he loves her and that she's, he's being faithful and he's so happy to be with her because of all the way he's talking to her, but he's secretly miserable inside. Like he's not living his own truth or who he is, like why not just come clean? If you're not happy, you don't have to say it all at once, be like, I'm not sure about us or I'm struggling with this relationship.
And the problem here is that he lives in such a delusion. I think in his own mind, he's the hero, and that's what's the problem here. Somebody with a stable mental health, with stable emotions, is not capable of doing this to multiple people over years. You know, that ability to deceive others, that's part of DSM criteria, right? Being able to do that in your interpersonal relationships. So, you know, it sounds to me like there is something that is not working in his life. Somebody who's secure does not do these types of things.
Okay, and You had talked to Victoria a little bit briefly before we started the call, and did you mention that he's talking to other women too?
Yeah, now that I went to his house, I found some letters,
When was that?
4 days ago.
So what, wait a minute, I'm a little confused. What made you go to his house? He just let you in, or you guys were
Yeah,
seeing
like
each other?
because he said, "Yeah, let's the divorce, let's celebrate." And the house is getting sold, and he's like, "You can come here, you and your friend. Like, let's just." And I'm like, my dumbass went there, cause I still miss him. And then I went there, and when I used the restroom, I saw a letter, and it's
Where
like
was the letter?
on his inside the restroom, like
In the restroom.
yeah,
That
like
must be fresh. Who would leave a letter sitting in a restroom unless it was freshly put there?
And I want to say
yeah.
too, I heard you refer to yourself as like maybe you're like naive or somehow this was your fault for not seeing it. This to me seems like a situation where you are the victim. You've been manipulated more than I think you realize in this.
No.
So you find this letter.
What did the letter say?
It says, "Oh, I enjoyed all the laughter we have, and we're so perfect together, and I really want this to work, to be with you, something like that." And it's like my B something, and it's a different kind of name. Like I thought it's from his wife, and I'm like, "Oh wow!" And I told him, I asked him, "What is that?" And it's like, "That's nothing. That's
It's
like."
nothing.
Yeah, he said he called them names. He said that's the girls I've been sleeping with, and I'm just using them for sex.
And that's supposed to be the justification. Oh, you were just using them for sex. Okay.
Yeah, it's like how do you, what
Silly
do you
me.
expect? And I said I expect you to not do that because I thought you're a different guy. And I'm like, well, I don't have anybody since we broke up. I was just in pain and stuff.
For me. So he's complaining about how he's in pain, but then he's just using other people for sex.
Yes.
Do you see the disconnect? Like, if you're in pain, you're using that to just hurt other people and do the same thing to other people.
Yes, and it's like nobody can love me like you do. You're still the best. Like nobody can love me like you do. I know that. And I'm like,
Oh,
what are you
As much
doing?
as this person aggravates me, it's also difficult to not feel sympathy in the sense of this is how desperate this person is for any kind of attention, validation from other people. Like I said before, secure people don't do this type of thing. He is pulling at straws. He is creating all sorts of wild stories just to keep you hanging because that part of him needs you. Aggravating.
Yeah,
okay. So you confronted him, and then what? That was the last time you saw each other, right? That was only a week ago, not even.
yeah, not even a week ago, and then we made out after that, and then I left.
You made out with him after that? You're
Yeah.
rewarding this horrible behavior.
I don't know. I don't know. I just miss him so much, and I'm like, yeah. And then I left, and then when I left, that's it. I said, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not gonna text him anymore because I just want to move on from all this, but my heart is saying no. My brain is saying this is too much. Like, I don't know if I could find like anybody that will treat me like he treats me, but
Now, hang on. You may not find somebody that talks to you as sweetly as he does,
mm,
okay? But you can't just isolate all the
Mhm.
good things and ignore all the horrific things. I mean, these are really big things that, he's married and he didn't tell you. He probably would have never told you, right?
yes,
Like, these are not little things that you're sweeping under the rug here. They're major, major things.
Mhm.
How could you stay with this man with as dishonest as he has been? How could you trust him? What would life be like? Don't you think you would always be wondering where he really is on his route or what
Mhm.
he's doing every day if you were together?
yeah. I think, yeah. I was just always looking at the good side.
And I'll say
Because
that a lot of times in these kind of situations, the more you tolerate, the more heinous the behavior gets and becomes. Because so far you've been the other woman. And sometimes it's the other woman or the mistress that can be, held on this pedestal or treated well, while the person that's kind of married to them or that's just expected to be around forever is treated very poorly. So I know it might seem like there could be that feeling of being chosen by him and that being a good thing. But a lot of times, the more you tolerate, the worse it gets.
okay.
I think you really want to get into therapy. I would look at
Mhm.
a therapist that maybe specializes with personality disorders,
Mhm.
because I'm not going to try and diagnose him, but it feels very narcissistic what he's done, right?
There's something that's detached from reality, and it seems like he really has no empathies for the parties involved. He's just always trying to cover his own behind and views others as just ways to gratify his needs without really understanding the repercussions of that.
Yep. So I would look into that, and a therapist that specializes in that, so they could really help you process this and work through that. Because, I think if you continue to try and make it work with him, there will be lots of these sweet, great, kind moments, but I think there's also going to be a lot of pain and deception and probably cheating and probably finding out about other women for years to come.
And I also want to challenge your thinking because you had said, you're worried that there won't be somebody that will do as much. What if you knew for certain, just as a thought experiment, if you knew for certain that there is somebody who would do just as much, if not more, and was honest? Would that change the way you view the situation?
I think so. I think it would. Yep. I'm just
You're
scared.
only going to find out if you let go of him and move forward and look
Mhm.
for that kind of person.
Yes. It's just that in this dating world, like it's so crazy now. Like it's so hard to find somebody. But I don't know how crazy can it get no more.
Yeah.
I,
I know you're in it, and so it feels very intense. And like I had said, I think he's made you dependent on him. I'm not I'm not a betting woman, but if I was a betting woman, I would say if you were given some time and some space away from this situation, that you would see things so differently. I think you'd be able to see that deceptive part of him as part of him and how much of him showing up as the nice guy to be the mask. And I
Yeah.
know it's tough out there in the dating world. So you kind of feel like, man, I've invested 4 years with this person that I thought was going to divorce their wife and then be with me forever. But you've also had this experience very closely of understanding what this deceit can feel like. And I think this experience can actually shape the way that you date moving forward. I know for a lot of people, betrayal is traumatic. But in the same token, betrayal also makes you acutely aware of when people are being shady or being
Yeah.
deceitful. And so, I would encourage you to say, okay, this happened. This is really crappy. But moving forward, what kind of relationship do I want? And what's happening to block that?
you're going to
Okay.
have to ask yourself a lot of difficult questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be easy to work through this, but you do want to process it and look at yourself, look at him, and think about what you're looking for and if those things line up. If you don't, what is the consequence of continuing to try and make it work with him?
Mhm.
I know we covered a lot, and obviously there's a lot going on in this situation, but we really appreciate you calling up to share your story with us.
Yeah. And I would just encourage you to stay away from this person as much as you possibly can. I know it's hard when there's an attachment there. We talk about the power of attachment all of the time. And unfortunately, the way we attach, sometimes it's hard to distinguish whether somebody's good for us or not good for us or damaging to us. We just attach because that's what we're built to do as human beings. So I would say putting whatever you can in place to create that distance from him. I would not go over to this man's house. I would not talk to this man. I would not think about this man. Do whatever you can to put those barriers in place to protect yourself. I know that's really difficult now, but I think your future self will thank you for that.
And the longer that you continue to invest in this, the
Mhm.
harder it is going to be for you to move on, and the longer it's going to take you to move
Mhm.
on.
Okay. Thank you. I understood everything. I'm processing it.
Well, I hope this has been helpful to you, and we really appreciate you calling up.
You're very helpful. Very helpful. I think I needed this. Yep.
Okay, well, maybe you'll give us an update in the future,
Yeah, please do.
Yes, I will.
but thank
Thank
you for
you so
calling the
much.
show.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.